Hey guys, I wanted to do a video on how to remove some bad eggs from good eggs. So this is a clutch of Arizona Mountain King Snakes. These are exceptionally large eggs. Important eggs too, because they're from Het Hypo E parents. But you can see there's two very good eggs on the bottom and one that's going to go bad on top. Strangely, it's calcified correctly on one end, and then it's clearly infertile and uncalcified on the other end. So what you want to do is make sure that you're not going to get albumin or the juicy stuff on the eggs below or around. So the way I'm going to deal with that is a pipette. So I'm going to take some little egg scissors and I'm going to make a little incision over here where I'm hoping it's not going to come pouring out all over the place. So I've got a little incision made and I should be able to squeeze the pipette and suck up some of this stuff. As you can see, it is working. Get a little air. And I'm just going to squirt this into the garbage. So this might be kind of a long process, but the problem is you can't turn these eggs upside down in order to just cut this away and let the albumin drip using gravity. So you're kind of relegated to doing this type of thing if you don't want to risk losing your eggs. Otherwise, you never know. You might be able to turn them over for a second and not have the embryo drown, but I am not going to take that kind of a risk, especially with an important Hypo E clutch such as this. So what I'm going to do is just try and get the majority of this sucked out so that I can get this. Actually, you know what? Now that I've got the level down a little bit, I should be able to cut around and kind of scrape it out now. So I'm going to cut the egg. Gotta check, make sure I'm not going to start leaking gunk everywhere. This part's where I'm making sure there's not going to be any fluid coming out. Alright. Now that I'm this far, I'm just going to go ahead and cut the top off. And I'm going to use a spoon to scrape this out. Unfortunately, these eggs are somewhat delicate, so it's important to me to get a bad egg away from good eggs whenever possible. Sometimes it's really not even feasible to do if you've got a good clump of like corn snake eggs or something like that. It's just not going to happen sometimes because it'll be surrounded by other eggs. But sometimes a bad egg will make the ones around it go bad, other times it won't. That's maybe because of what, I think it varies because of what's causing the egg to go bad. But if it's like a fungus or something that's on the eggs and it's spreading, then you're likely to lose other eggs. The problem is that with a bad egg, the fungus is going to grow later on, so you're not going to necessarily know which ones are fine to leave in the clump and which ones are bad to leave in the clump. So as you can see, some of this stuff's pretty thick. Once I get it to a certain point, I think I'm going to be able to just paper towel out the rest, you know. Oops, that's gross. I'll just put it on here. Alright, I think I can use a paper towel to just wipe the rest out. you can see right here there's a little bit of albumin that's leaked, so I'm going to pull that off just to make sure that I'm not getting these eggs wet at all. I'm going to slide these eggs back, and yeah, it looks like there's a bit more work to do here, but you know what? There's like a compartment. You can see the little line right here. It looks like if I keep this at a down angle, I can cut this off, get rid of this wet part, because there's a lot of fluid in, in this portion of the egg. You know what? I'm gonna turn this on. This will help. How about that? So yeah, you can see there's a ton of fluid in that end. So we'll just get rid of that. This should allow me to use the spoon a little bit better. Maybe not. Maybe so. Maybe not. Looks like, oh, I got a little bit of stuff on this egg. Just get that right off. Don't ever let it soak in, because that's when you're going to run into trouble. So I'm just going to use the paper towel and try to dab this fluid the rest of the way out. Just try to soak it up with the absorbency of the paper towel. Alright, I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to just go ahead and get all this off that I can right now. And you got one of two options. You can continue cutting and just getting the moisture out, the fluid out. Sorry guys. Or you can just let this dry in the egg container, in your incubation container, and then cut it off when it's all dried up. Or you can, you know, sometimes if you can get it all the way down to the eggshell itself and there's no other stuff inside, no other gunk, then you can probably let this little eggshell just sit on top for the entire duration of incubation. I need something to squirt, or to get this as far as it'll go in there. So that is how you remove a bad egg. This thing, I'm going to cut off a little bit more of this yellow part, but other than that, it's good to sit in your incubation container and hatch out a good clutch. It might be gross, but this is how you do it. See you guys.